Yes, sir. We just vibing in the background, ladies and gentlemen. We are vibing in the background. Let me get myself on the screen. How y'all feeling, man? It's your guy, Nick Frazier, one half of the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. I'm telling you, this week at the Senior Bowl, Auburn represented well, man. Some draft stocks rose up for some Auburn Tigers this week, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we talking about it right after this break. Yo, can I get the drop? Yes, you can. Let's go.
Boys and girls of all ages, you're tuned into the Water Cooler Talk podcast, the biggest podcast in the world. Yeah.
You are now tuned in to Water Cooler Talks, covering everything you love about college football, especially everything going down in the SEC conference. So, if you love college football, you need to lock in. And now, your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, man. Appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us, man. As always, before we get started, man, follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. On Twitter at CoolersPod23. And of course, subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell here on YouTube. So you know when we post more videos and when we go live and when we post polls and when we post pictures. Just subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like, comment. We appreciate you so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler, man. As always, man, thank y'all so much for giving us a little bit of your time, a little bit of it, just a tad bit. We appreciate it, man. We don't want to keep you too long. It's a Friday night, and I'm feeling all right. And the party's here on the west side. So, we don't want to keep you too long. Not that long. But, we're going to talk a little Auburn, man. Shout out to all y'all, man, that's rocking with us here, man. Take a look and see who's in the comments with us right now. Bruce Pearl is all the daddy you need. What's going on, my guy? I hope you feeling all right, man. The king of the comments said the real king is here. I think he's talking to the Huggy Beard himself. I think that's who he's talking to. But shout out to the king of the comments for rocking with us here, man. He said this beat kind of sounds like a currency joint. It does. It does sound almost like a currency joint. It's the dope beat. Yeah, man. I like it. I like the beat, man. I like it. That's what I'm talking about. Eugene Revia, man. Shout out to Eugene Asante, man, for giving us the drop, man. We appreciate that, man. Appreciate you so much for that, Eugene, man. Yes, sir. The Huggy Beard himself is in here. What's happening, partner? What's happening with you, Huggy? Hope everything is going on with you, man. Hope all is good, man. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler, as always. In the words, my guy, C. Hall is here. What's up, man? What's going on, C. Hall? Hope everything is good with you, man. King Richard gave us a new one. He said, we got to add more cubes to the water cooler. We got to add more cubes to the water cooler. So we need those subscribers to come in. We need those likes, those comments, and everything, man. So make sure that you're sharing the content. Make sure that you're rocking with us, man. Make sure that you're liking. Make sure you subscribe. And make sure you're saying, make sure you hit the notification bell. And we are going to do our best to keep bringing you this great content and traveling and doing what we got to do to bring you all the content, dealing with Auburn football, dealing with the SEC, dealing with recruiting. So we appreciate you so much, man. Thank y'all so much. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. As you all know, this week we have been at the Senior Bowl. Media credential for the Senior Bowl is where we've been this week. Shout out to that, man. So we've had some really great access to the guys at the Senior Bowl, to the players and everything of that nature. If you have not already checked it out, man, I suggest that you all go and take a look at some of the videos that we've posted on our YouTube channel. Today we have some great interviews. I got some great pictures with a lot of great guys. Here, man, we got a chance to interview Eugene Asante, got a chance to interview Jalen McLeod, got a chance to interview Jarquez Hunter. Was close to a Hugh Freeze one, but we got a picture with Hugh Freeze. We got a picture with Coach Derek Nix. We got a picture with Auburn legend and Arkansas defensive coordinator Travis Williams, T. Will. Shout out to T. Will. Also, man, got to meet Marcus Freeman, head coach of Notre Dame, man. Got a little bit of his time, man. I appreciate him so much for that. Got a chance to meet the legend himself, Louis Riddick. ESPN legend, man. Got a chance to chop it up with him as well, man. Got a chance to stand in front of Kirby Smart, which was surreal in itself, and Brian Kelly. Walked right by Brian Kelly and was like, wow, it's just interesting, man. So, yeah, man, it's a lot of the access that you get at the Senior Bowl, man. Pretty great, man. Take a look at some of the interviews that we got besides Auburn guys. We got a chance to talk to Donovan Edwards, Michigan running back. Got a chance to talk to Ali Gordon II, Oklahoma State University running back. The guy that excuse me, that I was the most impressed with this week was defensive lineman Aeneas Peebles from Virginia Tech. We got an interview with him after day 2 of practice. So go check out that interview as well, man. 6'1", about 295, right at 300 pounds. Dude has a motor, man. I'm telling you. Don't be surprised when you see number 16 for the national team tomorrow during the Senior Bowl. So make sure you watch the Senior Bowl tomorrow. NFL Network, 1:30 p.m. Central on the NFL Network. Hashtag draft starts in Mobile. When you get a chance to watch that, look out for number 16 on the national team. Aeneas Peebles. Guy stood out to me a lot, man. So I'm telling you, bro. Make sure that you all check that out. And make sure that you check out, man, I'm telling you, that guy is something serious. Check out that interview as well, man. So we got a lot of content up there, man. Also got an interview that I have not posted yet with South Alabama wide receiver Jamal Pritchard, who's also been balling at the Senior Bowl this week as well, too, man. I believe his draft stock kind of has risen as well. So I'll be posting that one soon as well. Also got a picture with Dylan Gabriel, Heisman finalist, man. So I mean, it's a lot, man. The access that you get here at the Senior Bowl, man, it's amazing, bro. It's amazing. Talking to the guys, talking to Eugene Asante, cool dude. Talking to Jalen McLeod, strong dude. Jalen McLeod, strong, bro. like, man, I'm telling you, man, it is great to see, man. So I appreciate that so much. I appreciate the opportunity. This has been a great experience. Tomorrow is the game. So we will be covering the game tomorrow, and we will try to get some more content after the game is over with. Before the game is over, when the game is over with, we'll be trying to get some more content on the field right after the game, and hopefully in the press conference. So, man, it'll be great. But you all are here to listen to us talk about some Auburn Tigers that perform at the Senior Bowl. But let's take a look at the comments, man. We got some people in the comments, man. Let's see what's up. Bruce Pearl said, y'all rubbing elbows with some serious folks, man. Love it. Hey, man, we trying to Bruce Pearl is all the daddy you need. Trust me, man. The Water Cooler Talk podcast is trying to become we trying to get legitimized. We want people to see us as a real source that they can come and just talk to us. As we say, we're the people's Auburn channel. That's what we say. We're the people's Auburn channel. We talk Auburn. We talk SEC. We talk recruiting. We just want people to be comfortable around the water cooler. That's why we need more cubes in the water cooler. That's why we need it. We need those subscribers. We need more cubes in it. Shout out to King Richard for that. My guy, what's up? JB, what's going on, man? JB, man. Also, JB also got is credentialed at the Senior Bowl as well, man. So shout out to JB, man. I think JB, are you coming back for the game tomorrow? Let us know. Tim, the tool man Taylor. What's up, man? What's up, Tim? Hope everything going good with you, man. Man, hug you, man. I appreciate that, man. First time there, man. Learning curve. It's a learning curve, so we're gonna get better, man. We're gonna get better, man. Damn, water cooler. That's what I'm talking about, Tim. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Yeah, man. JB ain't lying, bro. The access that you get there, bro, it is amazing, bro. It's amazing. Tim the Tool, man, what's good, homie? What's good? Everybody greeting each other in the chat. It's always good, man. We want everybody to feel welcome here around the water cooler, man. I appreciate y'all, man. He said if y'all did the Senior Bowl, y'all already, man, we appreciate it. And we trying to get even more legit. We hopefully some other stuff can come down the pipe, man. We networking with a lot of people, so hopefully we'll be seeing some people on the podcast soon. Hopefully. Don't want to. We'll see. We working. So we'll see what's up. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. So tonight, let's talk. Let's get to the first guy, Eugene Asante, Auburn linebacker, 6 feet, 222 pounds, man. I'm gonna say this about Eugene Asante, man. What have I noticed about Eugene Asante during this week of Senior Bowl practice, and this week of the Senior Bowl and all. First thing that comes to mind, energy. Energy. High energy guy. There was a play, I want to say it was on day 2 when they were doing team drills. And it kind of seemed like they were kind of going through the motions a little bit. And Eugene came in. He was playing at the linebacker position. He came in and he filled the hole very nicely. Came through, filled it up very nicely, made great contact. They weren't really trying to take people to the ground. So he got to the hole, made contact. But for some reason, I believe this running back fell to the ground. And as soon as he fell to the ground, Eugene got hyped. He was like, hell yeah, boy, I want to talk about. And when he did that, it changed. Practice changed right there. Energy type guy, man. Eugene Asante, whoever drafts him is going to get an energy player, a guy that is like, man, what's the term that most people, when your hair, like playing with your hair on fire. That's what it is. That's what you're gonna get with Eugene Asante when you get him on your team, man. Here's what some of the scouting reports are saying about Eugene Asante. He is a fireball shot out of a cannon with impressive speed to trigger, and he's going to deliver hits. That was written by Daniel Harms from the Draft Network, man. I can't agree more, man. Dude is legit a very energetic, he's just that guy, man. He's like the Energizer Bunny type guy. But if you look at it, like what are the things that he does well? What do Eugene Asante do well? Well, for one, he showed his athleticism this week. That's one thing he did. He showed how athletic he can be as a linebacker at the next level. Speed. Eugene Asante is fast. He can run. He can run for a linebacker. I don't know if you all know, there was a video going around when I was watching this when it happened. They were doing one-on-ones, running backs against linebackers. They were doing one-on-ones. And Harvey, the running back Harvey from UCF, came out the backfield. Eugene Asante was sitting on it. He was a little flat-footed. But Harvey hit him, and then came back inside, like an old solid Texas route. Came back on the inside. And there was a little bit of separation, but it was about 2 to 3 yards of separation between them. Asante was flat-footed, but as soon as Harvey came back across his face, he was like 2 to 3 yards. I mean, the ball came out, and I tell you, Asante closed that gap so fast. I'm sitting there looking, I was like, man, this dude is legit quick. Like when you see it on television, when you watch it on television and you see what he does on television, you're like, man, this is different. But when you see it in person, when you see him do it in person, you're like, yeah, this dude fast. Like it's other things too. Like when you see these guys in person play, you realize how big they are. Like I was saying this to a couple of people there. Shout out to Sharpshooters Podcast, Tez and B Sharp, man. When I first saw Ollie Gordon II, I thought he was a linebacker because just how big he is. And when I was watching him, I was watching Ollie Gordon go through the running back drills, and I'm saying, man, this dude in the wrong group. He should be down there with the linebackers. Then I look up, I see Gordon. I'm like, oh, that's Ollie Gordon. Like, man, this dude is bigger in person. But then when I see Asante, like, you know Asante's fast, but then when you see it in person, you be like, yeah, that's quick, man. Other things they say about him, man, he's more than likely going to be a coverage wheel linebacker in the NFL. So he's more than likely going to be able to cover, like, he's going to be able to cover tight ends. He's going to be able to cover some slot receivers as well. Drop back in coverage, that's not a problem. You see him when he was going through the coverage drills with the Green Bay Packers assistant coach. I can't remember his name right now at the moment, but that's the guy that was over the linebacker group for the American team, the Green Bay Packers coach. When you saw him going in coverage, just how fluid he is in his back pedal and him changing directions, his hips, just how fluid he looked doing that. And I'm sitting here saying, man, whatever team gets him, they're going to get an energy guy. They're going to get a very athletic guy. It's just, you can't deny this type of guy that's going to be on your team and a guy that can contribute. Where does he project in the NFL? I think early on, you're probably going to see him a lot on special teams. 222, I would looking at Asante at 222. I don't know if I didn't see this. I did not see this at the combine. I mean, at the combine at the Senior Bowl. Would a team look at possibly putting him as like a strong safety, maybe just because of his foot speed? Would a team look at that? Would a team think about it? It's a possibility. I don't know if it would happen. I think I don't think that I don't think it would, but it is something to think about. Where else could he project it when you put him on the field? 222, that's not too big. That's not too small. That's a pretty good size. 6 foot, right around 6 foot, 6'1". You saying we he potentially could be, but and he's good in coverage. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there. Another thing, effort. That's one thing Eugene Asante is going to do for you. He's always going to bring you effort every single time he steps on the field. Every time he steps on the field, you're going to get effort, you're going to get energy, and you're going to get a big play at some point in time when he steps on the field. So Asante, I mean, I tell you, man, right now, I think he's projected to be a day 3 guy. So you're looking somewhere 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round type guy. What I tell you, this will be a value pickup for whatever team decides to go to spend draft capital on him. And then normally in the 4th, 5th, 6th rounds anyway is where you find you get a lot of gems. These are your value picks. So he's going to be a valuable piece to whatever team decides to put that draft capital in him and give him a chance in order to make a NFL roster, NFL 53-man roster. Even if he doesn't do it, even if it doesn't happen his first year, even if he makes a practice team. But I look at it and I'm sitting here saying, man, this guy deserves a chance, man. He deserves a chance. I was reading a tweet, and I can't remember who the tweet was from, but it said if there was an all-energy team for the Senior Bowl, he would be the first pick. I mean, that's the one thing that everybody is saying about him, man. Energy. And you saw that all week long doing Senior Bowl practices. And I can't wait until people get to see him in this game, because the next thing that is a plus for him is blitzing, because we saw what he did at Auburn as blitzing. This man shot out. This man, he gets in. Man, listen, he can get through a gap so quick. He can. Man, it's almost scary. Like, it's gonna be interesting to see how this man, how Asante projects at the next level when it comes to the NFL, man. So I'm rooting for him, man. Shout out to Asante, man, because for one, he gave us a drop as well, and two, just being just a cool guy, man. Got a chance to chop it up with him a couple of times doing the Senior Bowl, and a lot of stuff wasn't even on camera, just talking to him, man. It was pretty cool, man. Just pretty cool guy, man. So shout out to Asante, man. I'll always be a fan of him, man, and want him to succeed wherever he goes, man. All right, man. Some of the cons that they have on Asante, I think the cons are just. One of them is that when he gets on longer offensive linemen, is he going to be able to shed blocks off a longer offensive lineman? Just because, you know, he is a little undersized at 6 foot. The undersized thing to me when it comes to the NFL is I don't know if I wholeheartedly agree with that, because you have guys like London Fletcher who played middle linebacker for a number of years, and we all know he was like 5'9", and he was one of the best linebackers to come through. So I mean, I don't know if will it affect him some? Maybe. But the thing is, man, like, he's strong too, and his foot speed and he's fast. His athletic ability should be able to help him, which is another con that was written about him, is that he really depends on his athletic ability more than he does technique. I understand where they're coming from with that. I understand where they're coming from with that. As a linebacker, man, you read and react instead of reacting then reading. And I understand where that happens at. Being able to, one thing that I was taught when I was playing was you never want to get an opposing blocker in your chest area here, because once they get in this area, they can control you. They get here and they grab on to the breastplate of your shoulder pads. They can move you around. They can move you. So that's the reason why we was taught you got to have strong hands, strong forearms. You got to have a move that you're good with, rip move, swim move. Man, I done knocked the mic out of the way. Swim move, a good bull rush or something. You want to get to the area before they do. So if you bull rush, you want to get in the pads. You want to get a low center of gravity, get in the pads, push up, and then just move backwards. That's what you want to do. You want to push them back. So I mean, it's I don't know, the undersized theory, man. It could be a problem, but I don't know, man. The way he is able to feel, and the way he's able to blitz, and the way he's able to cover, he will find a place in the team. He will find a place in the NFL somewhere. I wholeheartedly agree with that, man. So shout out to Asante, man. It's going to be interesting. Excuse me. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there, man. Let's take a look at the comments before we move on to our next guy, man. Let's see who all popped in with us here, man. My God, my bad. I'm sorry, guys. Tim said, if y'all at the Senior Boy, oh man, that's right. We did that one. Appreciate that. Travell, the king of the comments, said, I knew you guys win. Man, one day, man, listen, man. We're just trying to get better. We're just trying to grow and glow and get better, man. That's all it is, man. Tim, what's up, man? JT is in the building. That was C-Hall with that. JT in the building. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing all right, man. Everybody, speaking to everybody, man. Huggy Beard said, man, I've always been a fan of Asante. If nothing else, his energy. He a dog for sure. Yeah, man. I mean, there are concerns that you can have about his game, like the one that they say about him relying on his athletic ability more than technique. I understand where that comes from. I clearly understand where it comes from. And that is something that he would have to work on, and things of that nature. But I mean, he's fluid. Like, I'm sitting here, like they were right in front of me when they were doing day one and day two. I was really focused on them day one and day two, and then kind of towards the end, I started focusing more on Jarquez down on the offensive side. But day one, day two, I was really focused on Eugene Asante and Jalen McLeod, and watching him in the linebacker drills, man. The way that Asante moved in that, and it's undeniable how athletic he is. Like I said, when you see it on TV, you see it on TV, you're like, okay, that's decent. But when you see it in person, it's a different story. When you see it in person, the speed, the change of direction, the hip turn, being able to turn his hips, being able to get his shoulders around, being able to plant his foot in the ground and get back to a spot when need be. So it's interesting to see, man. He can have a long pro career. It's just going to have to be, how does it happen? I think he's definitely going to be a day 3 guy. And I think he'll make his hay in the special teams game. But once he gets his chance on the field, on the defensive side of the ball, I wouldn't bet against him. I'm telling you that right now. I would not bet against him. I'm telling you. Travell come back and said, man, Asante was the bright spot on the defense 2 years ago. Yes, he was. Man. Yes, he was, man. I agree with you there. Fan of Asante. Yes. Yeah, I got what you were saying. Woo! I got back to watch some War Eagle. Shout out to Auburn Dad, man. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. The undersized narrative played out. If you big enough, it's all up to you at that point. You heard me? Agree. And I want to come back to this point in a minute, because that's when I get to Jarquez, I got a lot to say about that. Chris Causey, man, comes in and said, man, great interviews at the Senior Bowl practice. Nick, man, appreciate that, Chris, man. Appreciate that, man. We're just trying to get better, man. That's all we can do. As I sit here and let me see, Huggy said, as I sit here and blow some in the wind, allegedly, enjoying my first weekend on day shift while kicking it with the Water Cooler Talk fan, the Huggy Beard himself is blessed. You heard me? Yes, sir, Huggy. We appreciate you, man. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate you, my guy. Hope all is good. Oh man, keep blowing it in the wind, man. Let it blow. just to let the other people know or smell it. All right, let's get to the next one, man. Jalen McLeod. Jalen McLeod at Senior Bowl week this week was interesting to watch because day one, like I said, day one, I was solely focused on the linebackers, the defensive side of Auburn guys, which was the linebackers, which was Asante and McLeod. Edge. I was under the impression that McLeod was going to be with the D line. I was wrong. McLeod was with the linebacker group. So him and Asante were in the same group. They were definitely in the same group. McLeod and Asante were in the same linebacker core. Which kind of surprised me a little bit. And after day one practice, got a chance to talk. I asked him a question. I said, I asked him, I said, you normally play edge at Auburn, but they got you playing, linebacker. Like what's up? He was like, yeah, they kind of want to see where I fit, and see, if I can do that, and I can do that. Well, he did it some in college, but we're just known and just used to seeing him coming off the edge. Which makes sense now. From day one to day two, he made enormous improvement because day one, it didn't look well at all. And that's no slight against him because he'll tell you the same thing. From day one, if you watch that interview, if you watch that interview that I did with Jalen McLeod, he basically said in the interview he did not want to make the same mistakes that he made in day one, moving into day two, going forward. So, and he made some mistakes. He was having some trouble in the pass coverage part of practicing. But when it came to reading defenses and making a hit, that's not a problem for him at the linebacker. So I can see him playing it, but what we're known to seeing him do at Auburn is rush off the edge. That's what we known to seeing him do. So, I mean, just some of the things that they say he's a versatile defender, productive as they say he could be productive as a stand-up backer and as a pass rusher. Now, here's the thing. Day two of practice, when he came back out, he looked he looked comfortable. So I think that night, that day of, film and meetings and stuff like that, he saw, which means he processed what he did wrong, thought about it, processed it, came back out the second day and applied it. On day two, they was doing one-on-ones again. And they moved him to edge. They moved him to the edge. They moved him like as a stand-up rusher off the edge, but as a linebacker. And that's, in my personal opinion, that's what he shined at. That's what he shined, because he had 3 reps in that particular drill. The first rep, he hit old buddy with a smooth, like one of the smoothest swim moves I've ever seen. Hit him with one of the smoothest swim moves I ever seen, and got by this dude and got to the quarterback. And I was like, man, okay, this is it. Pops up again, does it again. He comes off the edge again. This time he does a spin move on this dude. Like, he comes up, spin move on him, get past the dude again. Like, this is the highlight of that period. He's the highlight of this period. And then he comes back again the third time and just did a straight bull rush on this guy, on the opposing dude, and literally just he shined. So I understand when I read it, they say productive and versatile. So I get what they're saying there. But it just seemed as if when he was coming off the edge as a rusher, it just looked so much more natural to me. Like, naturally, him naturally him as an edge rusher, it just looked better. I mean, and not saying that he didn't look good, as a Mike linebacker, because day two, when they got into teams, he was definitely playing the Mike. Him and Asante was on the field at the same time. They have this package. I hope I'm not giving out too much, but they was having this. They were running one nickel. So basically a nickel defense, per se, with five defensive backs. Now in this one nickel, I want to say that Asante was playing somewhat of a tweener between that nickel and that linebacker position, because he was playing on the outside, and he was playing on the outside. if one of the outside back position. So when I heard one nickel, the thing that first came to my mind, like I'm not in the meetings with them. So just based off of the limited knowledge that I have of football, is when I hear that, I'm thinking that Asante is probably playing that outside linebacker position, and because of Asante's ability and his athleticism to be able to cover, he is able to play that nickel position that is almost kind of like that star position between safety and a linebacker. So when I was hearing that, I kept hearing them say one nickel, and then I would see both of them go in at the same time. So I'm just saying, like, okay, this is interesting to see. So they both on the field at the same time. So you will see tomorrow, from what I saw in practice, you will see tomorrow McLeod and Asante on the field at the same time. From what I saw in practice in a couple of different packages, per se. So it'll be interesting to see, man. But when McLeod was in there, McLeod was playing Mike linebacker, and I'm saying, okay, all right, this man playing the Mike position. So these teams really must think that he can potentially play that position. I mean, look at according to his measurables when he first got there, is 247 pounds. You pushing 250, and you 6'1", 6'2". I mean, possibly he could. He possibly could play some Mike linebacker. It's not like he's not. I mean, he's fast enough. He reads the defenses pretty well. He reads then reacts. He knows what blocking schemes is coming. When he sees it. So just watching him at that position, he looked okay. He looked good. But I'm gonna still say this, man. When he got on that edge and he was rushing off that edge from a stand-up position, it just looked so natural, man. Like when he literally beat old buddy. This was day two. He literally beat old buddy like 3 times, like easily. Like he went to his moves, and I was like, man, that just looks like what we saw at Auburn this past season. The 57 tackles, the 8 sacks, the forced fumbles and stuff. I'm just saying, like, come on, that looked like natural stuff from McLeod. And I'm just saying, I don't know. And looking at it and reading some of the stuff they saying his sack production, him being able to tackle when he gets his hands on you is a strength for him as well. Him being versatile is a strength for him as well. The drop in coverage honestly got better, per se. That's what happened. His drop in coverage got better from day 1 to day 2. But the thing that I'm reading from Draft Network is saying, but what will his role be? Will he be a stand-up backer, or will he be an edge rusher? Interesting situation. It's an interesting situation to have, but you have a guy that can do both in that situation, that literally can do both. I don't know, man. Some people think he may be undersized to be an edge rusher, to come off the edge. We talked about this with Asante. I'm gonna just be real, man. As when I saw him coming off the edge, it looked natural, and it's gonna be interesting to see what he does and where he plays at the next level. Could be a day 2, could be a day 3 guy. I think if Jalen McLeod has a really big game, if he has a big game, I mean, if he shines on the American defense for this game, I think he can solidify himself as a late day 2 guy, which would be 2nd, 3rd round, possibly 4th round type guy. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think he could be that. Just my personal opinion. But shout out to Jalen McLeod, man. Big guy, man. That's a strong dude, too. When I went to go dap him up after the interview, I was like, man, dang, bro. Shoot. You strong, bro. I understand. I got you, bro. I got you. Let's take a look and see what's going on here, man. The King said, man, the undersized stuff hurt Marcus Stockton in college. Yeah, you're right, man. Marcus was good at the defense, at the defensive end position, bro. He would come out the edge. That was it. That was it. Shout out to him. Yeah, man. He a dog, bro. Yeah, McLeod is a dog, man. Only a real one can admit they didn't perform up to snuff. Yeah, he said it. I mean, when I asked him, he was like, nah, that's not. I'm gonna get to that. I asked him. I said, where could you like? What are one of the things that that you can improve on? And he definitely said pass. He said pass coverage. When I asked him, he said pass coverage. Just being better from improving from what I did from the first year from the first day to the next. And he definitely did that. You know what it is. He said, Nick, don't say too much. Nah, man. Nah, I'm just you can if you sitting there watching it. If you sitting there watching it, you hear what they're calling on from the sideline. And so when you hear this, you hear him say base, you hear him say one nickel, you hear him say all of this stuff. And I'm just sitting here saying, okay, just from my limited knowledge of football, this is what I think is happening. And things and stuff like that. But now you can literally hear what they're saying. It is what it is. Maybe old Huggy done flown too close to the sun, and now my wings is melting. Not Icarus, not quoting Icarus, but it looks like Nick saying Jalen McLeod is 60 foot 14 inches. No, that is not me. I didn't make this up. This is Senior Bowl. The Senior Bowl made this up. They're saying 6 feet 1 inches. That's what they're saying. So that's what it's saying. It's 6 feet. 6 feet. Yeah, nah, you good. Nah. JW comes in and says, "Man, I'm late. How did Thorne do?" I don't know. I didn't watch Thorne in that bowl game. We talking about the guys here at the Senior Bowl. What I have seen so far from the guys at the Senior Bowl, doing Senior Bowl practices this week, and then of course the game is tomorrow. Make sure you all tune into the game tomorrow at 1:30. I know Auburn plays at 1 against Ole Miss tomorrow as well, 1 p.m. Central. But the Senior Bowl is tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Central on the NFL Network. So make sure you all tune into that, man. He said, Huggy loose as a goose tonight. Yeah, man. I see Huggy. It's Friday night, and I'm feeling all right. And the party's over at Huggy's house. That's what I'm talking about, man. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into it. To the last guy, man. Jarquez Hunter. 212 pounds. Roughly about 5'9", 5'10". That's what you're looking at when you get to Jarquez. Jarquez had a very, very, very solid week. I mentioned this a couple of nights ago. Well, last night actually. I said if I had to rank the running backs right now, I would probably go ETN 1, Ollie Gordon, and Jarquez Hunter. 2A, 2B. Is the way I would go with the running backs right now. Trevor Etienne was balling. I have to give him that. Trevor Etienne was, and when it came to one-on-ones and the running backs versus linebackers, Trevor Etienne looked like he could have been a receiver. Like it just looked fluid. It just looked amazing on the field. Jarquez did the same thing, but this is the thing. Trevor Etienne, you ask anybody, Trevor Etienne was probably the best running back there this week. And then right behind him would have been Jarquez Hunter and Ollie Gordon II. Right behind him. Right behind Trevor Etienne. But Jarquez Hunter literally did not. I don't think he dropped a pass. If he did drop a pass, of all the balls that were thrown his way this week, and I don't want to exaggerate and say this. I don't want you to think this is an exaggeration. I literally think out of all the passes that was thrown to Jarquez Hunter that were catchable balls, I think he only dropped like 2 this week. I think he really only dropped like 2. Like, because I know for a fact there was one that was thrown by him that was thrown over his head. I know for that fact.
But other than that, I think I saw him drop one ball, maybe two. So that's why I'm saying two. But he caught everything that was thrown towards him. He did. He caught everything that was thrown towards him. Now Asante did strip him one time when he got the ball. Asante did strip him. He did get the ball. He got the ball, and Asante did get to him, make the tackle, and then strip him. But other than that, man, Jarquez had a very, very solid week of practice, man. At the Senior Bowl, man. And as you all know, if you don't know, McLeod, Asante, and Hunter all are playing on the American team, so they're all going to be on the same team. So you got a lot of SEC guys on this team. You have Jalen Milroe, who's going to be on this team. Jackson Dart, who's on this team. Trevor Etienne, who's on this team. Of course, all three Auburn players are on this team, and Asante, McLeod, and Hunter will all be on the American team. I think the only SEC player that is on the national team is Landon Jackson, the defensive end from Arkansas. I think he's the only SEC player that's on the national team, but all other SEC players are on the American team. Man, listen, there's nothing I can say bad about Jarquez Hunter's week. Nothing I can say. Well, let me take that back. I think the one thing that he could work on is pass protection. That's the one thing he can work on. He can get better in the pass pro area of his game. He can get. There was one play. There was one play that does stick out in my mind when they were doing one-on-ones. When they were doing pass protection for the one-on-ones, he did get beat in that by one of the. I want to say it was the linebacker from Georgia, number 32. I want to say that's who it was. My memory may be slipping a little bit, but I want to say that's the guy that did beat him in the one-on-ones in pass pro. Other than that, Jarquez caught the ball well. He ran well. He looked good running the ball. Nothing bad else to say about Jarquez in that situation, man. Day 2 guy. I think Jarquez will be a day 2 guy. But I'm telling you this, man. The thing that everybody that I keep reading about is his size. When I stood next to him to do the interview, me and him were the same height. Literally. Me and him were literally the same height. I probably may have been a inch taller than Jarquez Hunter, maybe. And I'm like 5'9", 5'10". So, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, we the same height. But another thing I keep hearing about is this height, and is he going to be durable enough in order to be the featured back? I don't think that if you watched Auburn football, bro, this dude took a beating every week and was able to come back the next week and still give you a performance when given the chance to run the ball. So I don't think that's a question. This dude, like, standing next to him, man, you look at his calf muscles, bro. Like, come on, bro. His quads. You look at his arms. Like, this dude is big, man. This is a solid built guy. Can he take the punishment? I think he can. But of course, in the NFL, over a 16, 17 game stretch, you do need to spell the guy a little bit. He's going to have to be spelled. But the question about him being durable in his size, I don't think that's a question for Jarquez. Just go look at his tape. Just go look at it. Go look at it. He's durable. So that whole thing about if you take that out of the equation, I think really the only thing that you can sit here and say that could be a problem that he needs to consistently get better at is pass protection. Now, I will give him credit. There was one play in pass protection. Jaden, I think his name is Ivy, the defensive end from Ole Miss. There was a play in teams. Ivy came in the backfield. Jarquez was back there in pass protection. Got right now. If you know Ivy's like he's like 6'5", 6'6". Ivy comes in the back. Jarquez gets right into his chest and low center of gravity. Jarquez already strong. Got up in Ivy's chest, stood him up. Didn't go nowhere. So in that particular play right there, in that pass protection, he did his job and he did it very well. But there were other times where there were lapses as well. But man, nah, man. I mean, you sitting here, explosive guy, great vision, very balanced, runs behind his pads, breaks tackles, has great lateral ability. I'm like explosive. He can break a run off, and listen, the durability aspect of them talking about Jarquez it shouldn't be a problem. Just go watch the tape. Go watch the tape from college, and you'll see why this man is going to be a durable back moving forward in the NFL. So it's interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see. Day 2 pick, man. Day 2 pick. He could definitely be second round. He could definitely be a second round, third round guy. If he was given the opportunity, more and has some other things went his way, I think he could have easily. He probably could have. He's a running back though, so the running back position in the NFL is not viewed upon as it once was. So he probably still would have been a day 2 guy. But this whole narrative around his size and is he going to be durable? I think that's just a way of getting him out of the first round, and trying to push him to day 2. But Jarquez Hunter is a first round talent. I'll tell you that right now. He's a day 1 talent. He's a first round day 1 talent. But people create narratives. It is what it is. Let's take a look in the comments, man, and see what's going on, man, before we get up out of here, man. Let's see. Yeah, nah, man, no problem, man. You didn't miss anything. You didn't miss anything. King said, man, Jarquez was the best running back in college football, but Hughes' pass happiness held him back. I see what you're saying there. Righteously, bro, Jarquez Hunter just another name on the list of AU players that at least should have been a Heisman finalist. Agree. I say this again, man. He's a first round talent. That should be a day 1 pick. He easily in this draft class of running backs, one of the top running backs in this class. If I had to say, if you're looking at Senior Bowl wise, he's definitely one of the top 5. Top 3 at the Senior Bowl this week. But if you want to go full class, I would definitely put him top 5, bro. Definitely put him top 5. Javale, bro, say that louder for the folks in the back. You heard me? Yes, that is true. That is true, ladies and gentlemen, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here tonight, man, around the water cooler, man. Just a recap of tonight, man. We talked Auburn at the Senior Bowl, man. We talked Asante and his energy and his effort and his aggressiveness, and where he projects to go. Basically, a lot of people saying he'll be a day 3 guy, potentially, and things of that nature. Jalen McLeod, a lot of people saying he's versatile. How he was playing a lot of Mike linebacker this week, exclusively at some points this week, in Senior Bowl practices, and how he could be considered a versatile type guy, man. So it's interesting to see that. And of course, Jarquez Hunter, man, who had a very solid week of practice, man. And I believe is a first round talent, but depending on what some people might say and what some narratives people gonna create, they saying his size and durability may be a problem. All I gotta say is go watch his tape at Auburn, and that'll tell you everything you need to know. It's not a problem. It's not a problem at all. Yeah. So tomorrow, make sure that you all tune in to the Senior Bowl tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. Central on the NFL Network. I may try to go live before the game starts. I don't know about that yet. I may try to. So we'll see what happens. Just a quick live, just so we'll see. Before the game goes, we'll try to see what's up there. I may try to do that. But if not, I definitely will be putting out some more content. We're trying to get some more content after the game is over with. After the Senior Bowl is over with, try to get some more content. May try to get a couple of more interviews with the guys after the game, and see what's going on there, and see what we can get from them. But yeah, man, make sure that you're subscribed, make sure that you like, make sure that you comment, make sure you hit the notification bell so when we post more videos, when we go live, when we post polls, when we post other things on the YouTube channel, man. In the words of King Richard, we got to put more cubes in the cooler. We got to put more cubes in the cooler, and those cubes are subscribers. We got to do it. So we appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here around the water cooler as always, man. Thank y'all so much for always giving us a little bit of your time here. You all decided to hit the subscribe button. You all decided to come around and chill with us as we sit down and talk Auburn and talk SEC, man. We thank y'all so much, man, as always, for giving us the opportunity. We thank you so much for that, man. We appreciate y'all so much for coming around and rocking with us, man. It's greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated, man. We thank you. And as always, before we get up out of here, I got to do it, man. Follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us there at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, or you can follow us at my main channel, at my main page, Nicholas Frazier. You can find us there and follow us there. Because literally they mirror each other almost. Water Cooler, really my whole personal Facebook page, which is Nicholas Frazier, is really the Water Cooler Talk page if you think about it. So you can follow us there as well. Follow us on Twitter and X at CoolersPod23. Of course, subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell button here on YouTube, so you know when we post content. So we appreciate you, man. Let's take a look. One comment, man. The Huggy Beard himself, man, is iffy on the cube thing, right? Just it's a cool little play on the water cooler and the ice cubes and stuff, man. It's just a cool little play on it, Huggy. It's a cool little play. Think about it. Sleep on it real quick, Huggy. Think about it, and then let me know what you think about it. But ladies and gentlemen, if all hearts and minds are clear around here, in the words of Huggy Beard, if all hearts and minds are clear around this junk, if it is, as always, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I may try to go live tomorrow. Not exactly sure just yet, but I will try my best to see if we can before the game goes live. We will see what we can do. But if all hearts and minds are clear, shout out to King Richard, man. It's okay. You made it. War Eagle to King Richard, man. We appreciate you so much. It's squared though. He said it's squared though. I feel you. King Richard, shout out to you, my guy. You made it, man. We appreciate you, man. King Richard, we trying to put more cubes. We trying to put more cubes in the cooler. We trying to put more cubes in the cooler, King Richard. So we appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here, man. As always, man. If all hearts and minds are clear before we get up out of here, man, we're gonna let should we let him do it? I think we should let him do it, man. We should let him do it. As always, man, just know I may try to go live tomorrow before the game starts. So just hit the notification bell so you see if something is scheduled for tomorrow before the game. But as always, man, y'all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, it is one love. And we out this mug.
Boys and girls of all ages, you're tuned into the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, the biggest podcast in the world. Yeah.
Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell so you know when we post more videos and go live.